Hello friends, welcome to yet another season of Swasth, the doctor's approach to holistic health. Dr. Neetika Modi and I this time decided to delve inwards to find the very core of our consciousness.
Today with Dr. Chopra, we are trying to achieve a complete union of the body, mind and spirit in conversation with someone who's known as the divine soul. Sister Shivani is going to grace us with her presence and give us a bit of enlightenment on these difficult topics.
भारत की संस्कृति में ये हजारों सालों से है कि जैसा अन्न वैसा मन होता है. Early dinner, which means by 6:30 or 7 it's done, and then breakfast by around 9:30, and then nothing in between. I think it's magic. For we at the Brahma Kumaris, we understand that what we are eating is important, but more than that is important how it is being cooked. And actually it's also very important how it was grown.
So besides the Shivani Ben, I mean, you've been talking about how we eat and what we're eating in a spiritual context, but the ease of availability of food at any time, the circadian rhythm's gone for a toss. We'd like you to talk about circadian rhythm, sleep and niyog, because these people who work through the week really actively, AAA personalities, or an individual today who's commuting so far in metro cities and working under stress, pressure, comes back home to eating at whatever hour and then hardly gets the right kind of sleep. So medically we know that these are also things that are hampering health and causing disease. Spiritually you know this, but if you can enlighten us on the sleep and the circadian rhythm.
See, when we grew up, we learned in school, early to bed, early to rise, makes us healthy, wealthy, wise. Now if I go to a school, the children don't use this line.
Yes.
They don't even say it. Unko pata hi nahi hai wo line. So they have accepted staying up late. They have accepted studying at night. They have started saying that's a better time to study. We were living in smaller homes, and yet we were studying during daytime. They are living in bigger houses with their own rooms, and yet they are saying कि मुझे रात को पढ़ना है. So everything needs to go with nature. If we are going to go against nature in every aspect of our lifestyle, then there's a repercussion. So early to bed, early to rise for us, 10 o'clock is cut off, and 4 o'clock we are in the meditation room in the morning. So by 3:30, 3:45 we are awake, and that's the only amount of sleep we need. So I also don't believe we need 8 hours. We don't need 9 hours of sleep. Our grandparents never slept for 8-9 hours.
4 hours.
Nobody's ever slept
4
that
hours,
long.
okay.
But I understand why, as a doctor, you're telling them now to sleep 8-9 hours because of the unhealthy lifestyle. But they are creating all that lifestyle saying they don't have time. But I feel they're wasting time by sleeping 2 hours extra every single day. And that's also okay if they're sleeping 8 hours. But they seem to be sleep deprived even in spite of sleeping for 8 hours. So on a flight, people are just falling off to sleep. They will fall off to sleep at any time of the day. 9 o'clock in the morning, how can anybody fall off to sleep? And they will fall off to sleep when it's taking off, and then when it lands, they will wake up. And I normally ask people, I said, you haven't slept last night? Of course I slept. I said, तो आप सो रहे थे. And then they're very proud of it. They say, हम तो कभी भी कहीं भी सो सकते हैं. But that's not a good sign. That means I'm sleep deprived. So something's not going right. In spite of sleeping 8 hours, I'm sleep deprived, which means not experiencing deep sleep. So as a doctor, they need to be told to sleep deep, not long. Not long. We don't need long hours of sleep. We just need deep sleep, and then we can be energetic throughout the day. So but for that deep sleep, we need to sleep by 10 to 4 is the highest energizing time of the mind and body. The day I sleep at 11, I know I've lost out 1 hour. I can't make it 11 to 5. I'm not going to get the same impact. I cannot make it 12 to 6. It is 10 to 4. जैसे हर चीज़ का एक समय होता है ना, it is 10 to 4. There's a particular timing, every organ of the body is getting energized. So if everyone is making their lifestyle as 11 बजे सो रहे हैं, 12 बजे सो रहे हैं, healing of those organs is not happening. And then we are saying diabetes is now a part of life. Healing of that organ is not happening because of sleeping after 12 o'clock. So it's not how long we sleep. Again, it's about when we sleep and how we sleep. So for us, it is 10 to 4.
And is there a sleep routine you would?
Yes, sleep routine, which everybody needs to follow, is disconnect from work at least 2 hours before sleep. You need to give your mind that space to shut down all the files that have opened during the day. Ideally, go back to the culture which was before gadgets.
Ji.
Because if you draw a graph of, because it's in our era, so we know how it all changed. So if you draw a graph of from when the first phone, the first TV, internet, laptop came, content, first serial, then to a daily soap opera, to a on the phone, to OTT platforms. If you draw a graph of this, you will see the direct connection with the graph of cancer, heart issues, depression, and even divorce.
Absolutely.
You can see a direct
Absolutely.
connection. Because when we were in school and college, cancer was like rare. अगर हमें पता चलता किसी को कैंसर हुआ है, वो लाइक अच्छा कैंसर हुआ, इट यूज्ड टू बी सच अ बिग थिंग. आजकल तो आम बात करते हैं, अच्छा उनको कैंसर है, सामने आता ठीक है ना, कीमो करा रहे होंगे. इट्स सो कैजुअल, क्योंकि वो इतना कॉमन हो गया है. स्कूल के बच्चे बोल रहे हैं आई एम डिप्रेस्ड.
Really, that's unbelievable.
It's a, no, they don't have depression, but they have made it their vocabulary. I am depressed. हम तो I am stressed भी नहीं बोले थे 25 years back. Divorce is no more a stigma. पहले तो हो गया तो बताओ मत. In the sense that everything we are working so hard, like you said, we are working so hard, but फिर मेहनत का रिजल्ट अच्छा मिलना चाहिए ना.
जी.
इतनी मेहनत अगर हम सब कर रहे हैं तो उसका रिजल्ट अच्छा मिलना चाहिए ना. ये तो रिजल्ट नहीं है ना. This is not a result where you have to look at your child and feel helpless because the child is going through an anxiety attack and all the money that you have can do nothing for it.
Nothing for it.
Is this the result of all the effort that I put in? It's because we put in all that effort and we put our health and lifestyle. तो you ask anybody, आप कब सोते हैं? जब काम खत्म हो जाता है. आप कब खाना खाते हैं? जब काम खत्म हो जाता है. So then what did we do? We made work our life and we made all these eating habits, sleeping habits, everything secondary. So now we're getting the consequence of that karma. So we just need to take a little U-turn, disconnect from work communication. No emails, no messages, no working after 8 o'clock. Disconnect from any negative content consumption, which means no news watching. You cannot absorb what's all going on in the world right now before going to sleep. And of course not watching serials in which homes are breaking. Daily you're watching those serials that homes are breaking. That vocabulary, those words are in the house, those words are in your bedroom where you're going to sleep. Never have a TV in the bedroom. So लोगों ने TV तो निकाल दिया bedroom से, but अब उनका phone ही उनका TV है.
Yeah.
So they first watch the TV in the other room, then they come back, sit on their bed and say, now my some time with my phone. So it's an ideal combination of not giving yourself deep sleep. We have all the elements perfect for not having a deep sleep. So first you watch the drama on the TV, then you watch some series, and then you come to social media.
Mm-hmm.
So it's all the elements to create a disturbed mind with matlab giving too much to it thing. And then you go to sleep, you think you slept, but we did not. The body slept. And that's why the first sign is that when the alarm rings, I feel like sleeping a little more. And that's why now every mobile has the snooze button. It's not healthy. And एक बार आप उठ गए तो आप उठ गए, इतने घंटों के बाद उठे हो, इतने घंटों के बाद भी और सोने का मन कर रहा है. मतलब रेस्ट नहीं हुआ. तो किसका रेस्ट नहीं हुआ? माइंड का रेस्ट नहीं हुआ. क्यों नहीं हुआ? Because you gave it so much in the night, so much to do. So 2 hours before, disconnect from work communication. 1 hour before, disconnect from all negative content. Last 1 hour should be like read a nice book, listen to good music, spend time with family, do nothing. Even do nothing, that's a part of it. Just all slowing down. And then we at least 15 minutes before going to sleep will consume spiritual content, which means inject the mind with highest vibrational words, because they are now going to work on my mind and my body both during the next 6 hours. Check the day, forgive people, seek forgiveness for all my little mistakes during the day, a wrong thought, a wrong word, gratitude, meditate, anything on my mind about tomorrow, ye kaise hoga, kal kaise hoga, I have to answer that before going to sleep. Even if I don't have an answer, I tell my mind, सब बढ़िया हो जाएगा, कल मिलते हैं, सो जाओ. So we have to talk to the mind like we're talking to somebody else. You know, if someone next to you saying, पता नहीं कल क्या होगा, तुम कहते सब अच्छा हो जाएगा ना, सो जाओ अब. To do that to my mind. If I don't do all this to my mind has not been told that it has to shut down. Body will sleep or mind sochta rahega. That's the reason of not getting deep sleep. So it's not longer hours, it's quality of sleep that needs to be worked on. And definitely the children who are staying up in the night and then going to sleep, it's to going completely against nature. तो कई घरों में सुबह 4 बजे कोई गुड नाइट बोलता है, कोई गुड मॉर्निंग बोलता है, तो फिर
the younger generation more and more is getting attuned to sleeping later.
Yeah, but उसका repercussion तो आ रहा है already. That is why all this anxiety, panic attacks, sleep cycle is a very big factor in that. Very big factor.
As a doctor, it's a high stress job. We have nights, at least I've had busy nights. Is there any which ways that a busy person, a person who has to work at night, there's no other option, the job calls for night jobs, is there any way you can upturn the circadian cycle and make this your day and that your night and still find this median?
No, even if, see, there are some roles where, especially as a gynecologist, you're awake, even waking up in the middle of deep sleep and having to run, understood. But when you just come back, just like you won't go to sleep without washing your hands, na? क्योंकि आप अभी हॉस्पिटल से आए हो, you won't go to sleep before sanitizing your hands, washing your hands. Just take 30 seconds to 1 minute to just clean things here also. Just बस इतना सा करना है कि because that what you've just done in the hospital now is here. So we don't take that work to sleep. So just 30 seconds pause, gratitude, सब अच्छा हो गया, lot of blessings. Then the mind will say, सुबह पता चलेगा कि सब ठीक हुआ कि नहीं. Tell the mind, नहीं, बहुत अच्छा हुआ है सब कुछ. शुक्रिया, परमात्मा का शुक्रिया, उस पेशेंट का शुक्रिया, परमात्मा को याद करके उसको ब्लेसिंग दिया. जैसे we create these high energy thoughts for just 20-30 seconds, the mind starts silencing. The aim is to silence the mind before going to sleep. Then the body will respond better. But even if I'm sleeping at the right time for the right duration, but there is a noisy mind here, then it's not sending the right energy to the body. The body is constantly receiving every thought. Every thought that I create is being received by the body. So, and in the sleep even more. आपको याद है पहले हमें सिखाया जाता था सोने से पहले अपना झगड़ा सुलझा लो. Especially for a couple, it was always taught, don't take your fight to bed. आजकल तो so because when you take your fight to bed, which means it's here, your fight was on the conscious layer of your mind, you went to sleep with it, now it's gone deeper. So even if something has happened in my life today, I need to clean it before going to sleep. Log kehte I cannot forget that what happened 10 years back because they went to sleep with it. Had they cleaned it that night before going to sleप उनको वो हील हो जाएगा.
परेशान नहीं होते उससे.
हाँ, पर उस दिन उसने ऐसा बोला क्यों, उस दिन ऐसा बोला क्यों, क्योंकि रात को सोने से पहले वो थॉट था उसने ऐसा बोला क्यों, and it's gone deep inside. So before going to sleep, you just cannot fall off to sleep like that. All this cleaning has to be done before going to sleep. Silent, clean mind. And then next day it's more energizing.
मैंने ये डिफरेंस देखा, कई बार सारी रात बाहर रही, सुबह ही आई और मेरा एक रूटीन ही था बहुत देर से जिसको मैंने बनाया, अडॉप्ट किया कि आई वुड मेडिटेट. तो मैं ये सोचती थी कि अब मैं सोने को जा रही हूँ तब मेडिटेट करूँ, पर अनबिलीवेबल उस मेडिटेशन के बाद इतना बढ़िया नींद आता था एंड आई वुड बी एट पीस कम्प्लीटली.
दैट्स द होल थिंग.
हाँ, तो उठे पे करूँ या सोने जाने से पहले करूँ, मुझे लगता है कि एक रूटीन ऐसा हो जाए जिसमें आप माइंड को भी संभालें, बॉडी को भी संभालें, तो ही जाके आप संभल सकते हैं.
Because you cannot take care of them independently.
Right.
If you take care of one and don't take, if I meditate and I'm studying spirituality but I'm eating junk food, I won't get a healthy body. But then if I'm eating healthy food but I'm having a junk in my mind, then also I will not get a healthy body. It's combined. तो आप उनको individually उनका ध्यान रख ही नहीं सकते. And that's why people are struggling because they are saying we're doing everything right for the body. But then equally do everything right for the mind because you cannot separate them.
So when we talk of the 5 koshas of the body and we talk of the first, which is the Annamaya kosha, that's about the food body, the physical body. We've spoken with you about food, water, sleep, and how to keep the mind calm. The next layer is the Pranamaya kosha. That's the energy layers, the vibration layers, which again affects our body. Modern science and medical science has worked a lot on the first layer of the body, that is the physicality. But somewhere we are noticing now that the effect of prayer, even in pain, is hugely effective on people. Those who pray, they seem to have better pain control than those who haven't. We've also seen a lot of conversation happening in your hospitals where they've been able to treat patients who have recovered better with just listening to the meditative music. So how can we explain this? How is pain being cured by listening to, meditative music or prayer? How does that happen?
3 layers. Here, I, the soul, whatever thoughts I'm creating, it's radiating. Within this physical body, there is an energy body. Energy body means, we think ke energy body kaise hoge. Energy body just means all my vibrations will be inside this space only, right? Like whatever I'm wearing, it's a contour, it's going to go according to my body, right? आपने जो पहना है साड़ी वो आपकी body के हिसाब से जाएगी. So similarly, my vibrations will also move according to the size of my body. So just inside this physical body, there is first an energy body that gets created, which means all my thoughts, all my vibrations radiates to the body. So it is a body. It's of this shape, which means it's radiating everywhere. It's radiating everywhere. So that's why it's called the energy body, which is called also the subtle body. And then outside that is the physical body. Suppose I create hurt here. So it's first paining here. Vibration of that hurt is radiating into my energy body. And now suppose I've held on to that hurt for very long. That's why we said in the night, remove it. First of all, don't get hurt during the day. That's another thing. But even if I did, just clean it off. Forgive that person, whatever they've done. If I don't do that, now it's gone deeper, and then I keep talking about it and I say, nahi, but unhone aisa kiya kyun. Now then I am reaffirming it, which means I'm rubbing the wound here. Okay? Now the more I will keep rubbing the wound here, the more I will keep creating the pain here. It's radiating here. That pain starts getting created first in the energy body. So the blockage is first formed in the energy body. It comes in the physical body much later, at least 2 to 3 years. We actually have so much time by which we can clean. That's why by the time we come to you, you will say, नहीं ये बीमारी को तो काफी टाइम हो गया. तो हम आपसे पूछते हैं कितना टाइम हो गया, तो आप कहते 2 साल हो गए होंगे, 3 साल हो गए होंगे, ऐसे. So nowadays a lot of doctors even ask their patients, those who work with cancer especially, is there anything that happened in your life in the last few years? And in most cases, yes. Anything happened does not need to be a tragedy. Just anything that was troubling my mind predominantly for 3 years. Suppose a troubled relationship, suppose a failure, suppose anything. If it was troubling my mind, it's like a subconscious song at the background of my mind constantly. Or a very tight personality. हर चीज़ ऐसे होनी चाहिए, constantly, every day. Not relaxed, not easy. So it's getting here. So the blockage first happens here. The clot first creates here. Then obviously that result is automatically going into the energy body. Then after few years, it will come in the physical body. Then we come to you. You remove it for us from the physical body. And we thought we are healed. But then you gently also tell us, take care, otherwise it happens again. So now that's another thing. Why should it happen again? Why should it happen again? मेरे हाथ एक clot था, एक blockage था, आपने निकाल दिया. Why should it happen again? So then I say, why should it happen again? So you say, change your lifestyle. So then I go home and I change my diet. I start exercising. But I don't change how I think. So lifestyle means life यहाँ है. जी. आत्मा को life कहते हैं. जब ये निकल जाती है, this is dead body. जी. So if I don't change this here and I continue to hold that pain, all that, again, it's already there in my energy body. In another 3-4 years, again it will get created in the physical body. So some of us go through repeated similar issue. So similar issue is actually not a repeated pattern. It's just that thing was not cleared from the root. So फिर आजकल बहुत लोग energy healing करा लेते हैं. So what is the energy healing doing? It's removing that blockage, that hurt from the energy body also. Even for those who do Reiki, pranic healing, distance healing, they are cleaning it from the energy body. But I also need to clean it from here. Because somebody else can clean it for me from my energy body, but they will not be able to clean it from here. Over here, we are also carrying past life traumas. Because it is the journey of the soul. Na, यहाँ तो soul है. So मैं आत्मा हूँ, आज इस body में हूँ. I create all my issues and then I have not cleaned myself and tonight I leave. So all my issues are going with me. All my conflicts are going with me. So the soul just leaves one costume, enters the womb of the mother. New costume is getting created. So we say, why are children having issues? Why are babies born with issues? But it's not baby. It is a soul which has entered and the body is getting created. So if I, the soul, have entered with a lot of baggage, then it will affect my new body right from in the womb. Because I probably got bigger baggage which is immediately impacting my body. But there is a lot of baggage that I carry which is affecting my body even in the next costume. Because for the soul it's only a change of dress. आज आपने ये साड़ी पहनी है. You're thinking in a certain way. Tomorrow your sari will change, na? Your thought process will not change. So similarly after few years this body will change. My thought process will not change. So all my sanskar and my karma goes with me. Then a very predominant part is in the womb. 9 months. जो भारत की संस्कृति में बहुत अच्छे से सिखाया जाता है, गर्भ संस्कार. जी. Today in the West also they talk about it, calling it prenatal and perinatal psychology, womb psychology, birth psychology, state of mind of the parents during those 9 months and lifestyle of the parents in those 9 months. Again, what they watch, read, listen, eat, drink, think, speak, everything. So when we were in the womb of our mothers, it was a very different era. घर का खाना खाते थे, अच्छा अच्छा देखते थे, बोलते थे उनको देवी देवताओं के पिक्चर देखो, आपका बच्चा वैसा आ जाएगा. So we thought like क्या? Because it's pure science. What you will watch, what you will read, what you will listen, what you will eat. अच्छा घर के लोग ना कोई लड्डू बना रहा, कोई कुछ. It was all home cooked with lot of love, lot of blessings. All this is impacting the state of mind of the mother and that is impacting the emotional health of the soul which has entered in the womb. Abhi to 9 months are running around working, which is fine. Working is not a problem. But during work, stress is also part of your life. Office politics is also part of your life. Partying is also part of your life. Content consumption is also part of your life. You're feeding your baby with mobile in your hand. And then you're saying why children are addicted to phones. You are feeding the baby with mobile in your hand.
True.
You are constantly on mobile while the soul is in the womb. So अब वो बच्चों के ऊपर तो उंगली नहीं उठानी चाहिए बिल्कुल भी. So this is all affecting the energy body. So I, the soul, enter into my new costume also with lot of baggage. So sometimes I may not have had any trauma in this life. I may be leading a healthy lifestyle in this costume, but I have carried a past baggage. So meditation helps to, clean even the deeper layers. And that's why it's good to have meditation as a part of your lifestyle so that you help to clear deeper layers as far as possible. But फिर भी बातें आ जाती है because we really carrying lot of baggage. But then your present lifestyle with meditation and spirituality keeps you very powerful to be able to face that disease. Face that disease. One, fearless. Because spirituality makes you finish your fear of death. There's no fear of death. That's certain. No fear of death. So because there's no fear of death, the ability to handle the disease in the body goes much higher. And you remain very calm and stable at that time. You're again eating the right food, thinking right, you're meditating. You're going for an operation, you're meditating before that. We have seen people going through cancer, this, everything. But this resilience is a very powerful.
But how do we deal with patients who come in? We have also noticed always that someone who comes trusting and with faith always heals better.
Yes.
It's those right energies. But as a doctor, what can we do to handle a few of those difficult patients who come doubting and screaming? And recently we had an experience where the patient came with her own baggage, but so much of yelling inside the consulting room during the treatment.
Procedure.
How do you keep? And when I told her, just be calm, let me do what I'm doing, and everything will go fine. Which is like, oh, don't give me all this philosophical and psychological. So how do you treat someone, and how do you keep your?
We believe that the most important profession who should meditate daily is a doctor. Only because certain things cannot be done with words. You cannot. Anyways, they are aggressive or agitated and now they have a disease and then suppose they find some issue कि अच्छा hospital में ये ठीक नहीं था या वो ठीक नहीं था, then तो it's a big
to
thing.
another level.
है ना? But at that time, words will not do anything. But if you are energizing yourself on a daily basis, just your ability to radiate that right vibration to them at that time will be like that little water on the fire. A little bit. May not be immediately, but gradually. But I should not get affected by their shouting.
Most important.
So energy should not influence me in that direction. Then my energy will influence them. At any point in an interaction, one will influence the other. But if I get a little disturbed with their screaming, then they will not be peaceful with my peace. So it's only one. So if a healer meditates on a daily basis, first it's for them, because then they are not absorbing all this pain that comes. Pain not just in anger, but just pain also people come with, emotional pain. But their vibrations start having healing effect. What is faith healing? They are not doctors. Even doctors go to them sometimes when they don't find any treatment. And you go to them and they'll do like this something and everything is fine. So because faith has the power to heal, and the person goes with that complete faith, and that person who's a faith healer is a silent mind who's worked on their mind, and that silent mind helps to silence the mind of the patient. When the mind of the patient gets silent, the body responds better, things start happening. But a noisy mind is not the best thing for the healing of the body.
Shivani Ben, you have simplified such a difficult situation, such a difficult question about how mind controls the body and how body is completely should be surrendered to the mind. Only then you find an equilibrium, and only then you can live in today's world.
Yes.
You have beautifully done it. Thank you so much. That was such a wonderful and brilliant analysis of mind, spirit, and the body, their interaction, the interdependability, and the need for each other. We discussed the importance of food, and Sister Shivani said that food is not just for the body, food for the mind. Not just what you put inside your body, it's what content goes into your mind. Now this is then complete ahar or complete food, what we say that what the body needs.
It was a very intellectually stimulating session today with Sister Shivani. कहीं ये नज़र में आया कि we are putting focus on all the wrong things. How much nutrients we need on our body, what is the amount of protein and carbohydrates that we need to put into it. Rather, she guided us on कैसे खाना बनना चाहिए, किस प्रकार का खाना बनना चाहिए, कहाँ से हमारा खाना आता है और किस विचार से बैठ के खाना खाना चाहिए. So in fact, focusing on the things that actually matter and taking away from the focus of being so specific into the nutrients of what we are eating. It was a journey for us, and it
Wonderful journey.
And it has left us enlightened, if I may say.
And spellbound.
Yes. Thank you for watching us on this season where we'll dwell deeper and deeper into territories never covered before. Thank you.
Thank you.